Today I'm going to show you how to make any camera go from looking and sounding like this to this. Let's get into it.
You gotta just press record.
Hey, welcome back to Think Media, Nate here. Now, a lot of people think that in order to get better looking videos and make them look professional, you need to upgrade your camera. But it's not about what gear you use, it's how you use it. In fact, I'm shooting this video on my first camera, a 15-year-old DSLR that only shoots 1080p. If we can make this camera look good, we can make any camera look professional. So let's rewind this back a bit and let's start from the beginning and I'll show you how to fix it. Okay, so let's take a few moments to quickly identify what is wrong with this shot so we can fix it. Number one is the lighting. Right now my key light, the main light that is lighting me, is way too harsh and creating all these harsh shadows, nor is it very flattering. My face is kind of all one tone, doesn't really give my face any shape or dimension. Also too, that the background level is kind of the same brightness as my face, so there is no real contrast between me and the background. So things look a little bit flat and not very interesting. Number two, as you can probably hear, is the audio quality. It is really rough. I'm just using the internal microphone on this 15-year-old DSLR camera, and it is a few feet away from me, so it is not going to sound the best. And third is the wrong camera settings. My exposure settings are off. I'm shooting at an aperture of f5.6, so more of my image is going to be in focus, not having a lot of separation from the background. Two, my ISO is ridiculously high and it's causing a lot of noise and grain into the image. And also my color and white balance settings are completely off. And so by adjusting these settings, which I'll show later on, we can completely transform the look of this 15-year-old camera. All right, so the first thing we gotta fix is the audio quality. I can't stand this internal microphone anymore. So we're going to plug in our own microphone directly into this camera. One of my favorites is the DJI Mic Mini. You can plug this directly into your camera, attach the transmitter onto your shirt, and instantly get better audio. And it's also wireless audio, so if you move away from the camera, you're still gonna get clean and consistent audio quality. So let me go ahead and plug this in so we can hear the difference this little microphone can make. All right, now we have switched over to the DJI Mic Mini, just clipped to my shirt, and we have much better audio now compared to the built-in microphone on this camera. Now, the reason why audio is so important is because you want to be able to communicate your message clearly and be heard. People will often forgive bad video, but they won't forgive bad sound. Now, there are a couple settings you want to adjust in the camera when it comes to audio. I switched it from the auto recording level to manual. I turned the gain way down, and then I bumped up the gain on the actual microphone up to 12. And with these settings, you get the proper levels so they're not too loud and clipping. So make sure you set those before you hit record. So now that we improved our audio, let's turn our attention over to the lighting. So when it comes to lighting, there are a few things that we want to fix. Number one is our harsh key light. Right now, as you can see, if I hold my hand up, you just get these really harsh defined shadows, and therefore I don't get a lot of shape or dimension to my face, and you can see kind of all the imperfections, not really doing me any favors. And I also have the overhead lights on, which is kind of filling the whole space with a bright light. So me and the background are both kind of the same brightness. Also, there's not a lot of color with our lighting, so everything kind of feels like this gray washed out. So we can definitely improve that with a few lighting tweaks. So I'm gonna turn off the overhead lights and just start with our key light. And the light that I'm using for this video is the new Amaran Halo 60X. And what I like about it is that it's very compact and it's also really bright. 60 watts is plenty of output. In fact, it's even brighter than the previous generation of their bicolor lights. But if you do need more output, you can also get the 100, 200, 300, or the 600X, depending on what your needs are. These lights are very creator friendly with its one cable design. And with the 60 and 100X, you can actually power it through USB-C. But the reason I went for the 60X is honestly it has plenty of output for talking head YouTube studio setups like this. Also, it is bicolor, so you can adjust the color temperature depending on what your needs are. And this light only costs $120. And for a light like this and the amount of features that are packed in, it's pretty hard to beat. But getting a good light is only half the battle. We need to properly set it up. And to adjust the settings, I'm going to use the Amaran app. I can adjust my white balance and the brightness as well as turn it on and off straight from the app. So the first thing I'm gonna do is change the white balance settings to 5600 Kelvin. You don't want it too warm or too cool for your skin tone, so we're just gonna leave it at 5600 Kelvin for daylight. But as you might notice, the light is still very harsh and unflattering and not doing me any favors. Fortunately though, we can add a modifier to this light to soften it up a bit. And if you're on a budget, you can pick up something like this photo umbrella. It costs around $20, and you can attach this to the light thanks to its little umbrella mounting stand. So let me go ahead and throw this on to see the difference it makes. All right, so now here is the result with the photo umbrella. You can see just how massive of a difference this $20 accessory does to your light. Already this looks so much better. Just using one light and this photo umbrella can get a really nice result. And a photo umbrella is going to get the job done, but one downside of using this is it kind of spills light all the way across the room. And if you want a little bit more control, I'd recommend looking at a softbox. Now I switch over to the softbox, and what I like about this is it still gives me a nice soft quality light, but also more control. Light is not spilling all the way across the room. I'm getting a little bit more output from it as well, which is nice. Now that we got our key light in place, it's starting to look really good, but the background is looking a little bit dark. So we want to introduce some lights and to kind of spice up the background a little bit. One thing that I like to do is bring in a practical light. This can be anything around your house, like a lamp. I actually have this little lamp back here that I'm going to turn on with this little remote, and we'll see what that does. And that looks pretty good. It adds a nice little warmth to the background and kind of breaks up some of the darkness and just really adds more cozy vibe to the video. So now that we got our key light and our warm practical light in the background, we can add a third light to take it to the next level. One thing I like to do to add a little bit more dimension and help separate me from the background even more is by using a hair light. You can use basically anything from this light from a pocket LED, but what I'm going to be using in this video is the Amaran Ace 25C. So I'm going to place this light behind me on a stand pointed at the back of my hair, and I have it set to 3200 Kelvin, a little bit warmer to kind of match this little lamp in the background. And as you can see, it creates this little warm edge light at the side of my face, kind of give me a little bit more three-dimensionality and separating me from the background. So with that, the lighting is looking so much better compared to what we started at the beginning of this video. But now it's time to turn our attention over to the camera settings and get those dialed in. So there are a handful of settings we need to adjust on our camera to get the best image as possible. As you might notice, my shutter speed, my aperture, and my ISO are out of whack. Also, my white balance settings is set to auto, which is not the best if you are doing talking head YouTube setups. Let's start off with the shutter speed. Right now it's set to 1/100. If I'm shooting 24p as I am in this video, then I want to double that and put it at 50. So this will give me the proper amount of motion blur, and it also allows in more light into the camera. Next, we want to adjust our aperture. Right now it is set to 5.6, which is okay, but we're not gonna get as shallow depth of field. And this lens can actually go down to f1.8. So we're gonna do that. And as you can see, my image is way overexposed. So we want to reduce our ISO. I'm gonna go down to ISO 100. The lower the ISO, the cleaner the image is going to be. Now that our exposure settings are looking good, we want to adjust our white balance. As we can see right here, I'm shooting in auto, which is fine if you're doing quicker clips, but if you are filming talking head videos, you don't want this to adjust white balance as you are recording. So we want to set our white balance to our light, which was 5600 Kelvin. You could go to daylight if you want to just set it up really quickly. But what I recommend doing is doing a custom white balance. And with a custom white balance, you want to take a photo of something white or gray, like this gray card. And I'm going to take a photo of this gray card. And then I'm going to go into my settings to go to custom white balance and then select this photo. And once that is set, as you can see, there is a huge difference. It's a lot warmer and just looks a lot better than when we were in auto. So with all these adjustments from our lighting to the camera settings, let's take a look at what we started off with from before and after. What a huge difference on a 15-year-old DSLR camera that shoots 1080p. And that just really goes to show you with some proper equipment like a microphone and lights and a few good settings and knowing how to set everything up, you can really make any camera look pro. Now there is actually one more thing you can do if you want to improve the look of your finished video, and that is to apply a color grade like this. With a few simple tweaks and post-production for free, you can absolutely improve the colors and get a really cool look from your camera. Now, if you're unsure how to color grade your videos and want to learn, check out this video on screen where I show you how to color grade in DaVinci Resolve, even if you're a complete beginner.